Amelia Watkinson, well done. First place here today in Taiwan, Taiwan. Before we get to it, obviously, it's been a bit of an up and down season. We were talking before we got on the plane, and I know you were a bit apprehensive about coming over here, but I think at the end of the day, you made the right decision.
Yeah, I really wanted to head out before I head to PTO Ibiza, which is obviously a much bigger field and the first really big championship race of the season. So I think you've sort of got to get momentum going, and it's like even a small session, sometimes you just got to open up to get yourself feeling good. So this race was a great opportunity. I love racing in Asia. It was a really well-run event, really organised and a lot of fun. So I'm glad I came. I managed to have a really good hit out. Although I wasn't, neck and neck with somebody, which really makes you get the most out of yourself. I was able to keep pushing, could see the boys up the road and get a bit of a gauge on what pace I was going.
Well, that's what I was about to say. You say there was no neck-to-neck competition, but you were sixth place overall, and I saw you giving it to a couple of those pro men.
Yeah, the goal was to push the back third of the bike and the back third of the run. So I was digging deep towards the end. There was a couple of signs, 2K to go, which I thought I was further along than that, but no, it was good.
And look, you led from the swim. You put way more time in them by the end of the bike, and then you ran. I'm sure you've got the fastest run split here today as well. What's it like? I mean, obviously, when you race Ibiza, you're going to have a lot of women around you. Today was a solo affair, but in some regards, that can be actually harder mentally.
Yeah, it's definitely a completely different dynamic. When you're pushing, you sort of just keep up and you play with each other's minds a bit more. Whereas when it's a solo affair, like you said, you've really got to dig deep and find something sort of inside, remind yourself what you're here for and what you want to get out of it.
Now, this is your second time here to Taiwan. As we've got the drums playing in the background. The reason that occurred is one of our Taiwanese athletes just crossed. So another pro athlete that Amelia Watkinson has been able to beat. But this is your second time to Taiwan. As you said, you spent the first half of your career as a professional athlete racing and doing very, very well in Asia. Do you think that helped you here today? Because when we interviewed the men, they were talking a lot about how hard it was on the run, just with the thick air, the humidity and the heat. But this is something that you thrive on.
Yeah, I think once you do well at it, you sort of have a little bit of confidence sort of back there from historic performances, and you kind of just keep that in the bag. So, I mean, a lot of us live in Queensland and Australia, so we're lucky that we're coming off an Aussie summer. It's not the same as Asian heat, although the temperature might be the same. The humidity in the air, like you say, it's something different. So we're lucky there's a lot of volunteers out on the course, quite happy to throw a bucket of water over us. So I definitely made the most of that.
Now, I've got one more question before I let you go. I posted a picture of the Aussies at the start of the swim before the race started today. And I did. I put it up and I said the Aussies. And very, very quickly I got many, many comments saying, hold on a second, Amelia Watkinson ain't Aussie. She's Kiwi. You can't have her. You spend most of your time now in Noosa on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, but of course New Zealand is still home.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'll always hold on to that New Zealand passport. But I am lucky to be welcomed by all the Aussies on the sunny coast. It's a great vibe. I'm glad we got a little bit of to and fro going, but proud Kiwi.
Love it. Well, listen, best of luck in your next race in Ibiza. You've blown the cobwebs up now, so I'm sure you'll be great.
Yeah, thanks very much, BG.